myself. My name is Sean. And for those of you who are visiting church today, you did not stumble into a local Atlanta, Georgia congregation that just worships God on Sunday. You've stepped into a fellowship that has been impacting the world for decades. It's an incredible group of people. It's not an accident you're sitting in this hall this morning, and clearly God has a reason to have you there. Sorry I'm not there in person. I actually love visiting the North River Church. I love any chance I can get to come in and love and hug and see all of you. But I do pray you're having an incredible year. I know the school year is coming close to an end. And Revive 3.0 is coming close to an end. So for those of you who don't know what Revive is, basically it's an idea that was born in Prague, and my dear friend Tom Brown definitely played a role in giving birth to that idea. Basically, it's me and my wife with a team of about 10 to 15 one-year challenge, young and old. It's a multi-generational team. We've had people as old as 76 on the team and as young as 19. But the bulk is somewhere between 18 and 35 who come over. And basically, we commit to spending 1 year and visiting one of the countries in Eastern Europe. Me and my wife have been in Eastern Europe. My wife is from Moscow. I'm from Kansas, but have been the last 32 years on the mission field here. It's hard to call this part of the world the mission field for me anymore. It's home. It's been a real blessing to be a part of the churches in Russia, Ukraine. Also had the incredible privilege of working for Hope Worldwide for several years, which I know a lot of the amazing brothers and sisters serving Hope are right there in that congregation right now. Big hugs and love and thanks to all of them, especially Dave Malutnak, who has definitely been around and a part of my life for many years. But it's basically Revive is this idea of taking some empty nesters, which we actually have taken a couple from the North River Church. We have the Atlos here. I know many of you know Mark and Anne Marie. As the church continues to grow, less and less of you will know Mark and Anne Marie because they've left a few years ago. But they will be through this summer, so they'll be passing on a hug from me as well. But we also have missionaries, people who are training to be in the full-time ministry, who dream to plant churches or lead churches in Eastern Europe, which is actually a big need. I know as you look across the globe, you wonder, is there still places we need to go plant? There are. There's actually 16 countries in our fellowship right now who do not have a congregation, and 8 of those countries are right here in Eastern Europe. So if you have a dream, or if God puts it on your heart to come and start Christianity in a part of the world that's not hearing, of course I don't know exactly, but for the most part, as far as we know, is not hearing the gospel being preached in their language and in their nation and their culture, sign up for Revive and come over, get trained, and possibly one day plant a church here in Eastern Europe. But it's an amazing group of countries, 16 different countries. We're very, very small. We're one of the least evangelized parts of the world. So tons of needs. And this idea is, me and my wife basically had the honor and privilege and blessing of leading the Kiev church for many years. But it's a rather large congregation. Of course, we continue to pray for them as the war rages on in Ukraine. And I will actually be headed there tomorrow. Basically, Ukraine with eight churches, over 2,000 Christians, we decided to go to the nations bordering the Ukraine to see if we can help them, as many of them are actually quite tiny congregations, 30, 40 members, and not evangelized. So we packed up our bags. We sold everything that didn't fit in 1.5 suitcases, and me and my wife moved 3 years ago. We were supposed to land in Budapest, but we ended up in Odessa, Ukraine. Then the next year we were supposed to go to Zagreb, and we ended up in Moldova. And then the war broke out, which then, of course, it made sense why we were in Moldova. God, I believe, positioned us with this team to be in Moldova, ready to take care of the disciples who we were just with in Odessa as they fled across the border looking for refuge. And then, as many of you know, we opened up a refugee center. I'm actually sitting in it right now. With the help of Hope Worldwide, we've provided over 11,000 warm beds and 33,000 hot meals. So God has worked incredibly through many of your sacrifice, the expertise of Hope Worldwide, and the disciples here. So it's been incredible. Also very proud of the Revive team for serving and not going home at this hour, but staying and serving and helping people. And God bless, because people were becoming Christians every week. The whole church is in Bible talks every week, helping to save their neighbors and their coworkers. And God has added 30 souls so far. And we're just incredibly encouraged by just the change. I'm very excited that Tom is going to be here next weekend, and he can see this for himself and take some videos and bring it back to you. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your compassion. Thank you that you see beyond just the needs of the local membership, which I know they're always there, but to see parts of the world that are poor, needy, and unable at this hour to get on a path of seeing their nations evangelized. So super, super grateful for all of you. Miss you so much. And prayerfully, I can come back through at some point. But sending love from Kishinev, Moldova. Have a great, great Sunday service. And thank you so much for your sacrifice.